Nasdaq's XRP. Who is looking forward to this? Absolutely. We're receiving a ton of amazing news. The market is booming. I'm hoping you're leaping. Let's make money, be joyful, be joyous, and let's kill it now. Okay. We must also set this up. In the United States, you have David Sacks's The Cryptozer discussing the Genius Act's progress in the Senate and its critical importance to the country. Let's take a closer look at what he's stating about the advantages of this type of legislation. First of all, there is broad bipartisan support for this issue. There won't be a filibuster against the law since, I believe, 15 Democrats supported it, reaching the procedural threshold of closure. We now have every expectation that it will be over. And I believe it will pass because stable currencies provide the U.S. economy with new payment rails that are more effective, affordable, and seamless. Additionally, it increases the dollar's supremacy on the internet and generates demand for our treasuries worth billions or even trillions of dollars. This generates trillions of dollars in demand for our treasuries very quickly. On this channel, we've discussed this a lot. Stable coin issuers will be the new buyer of debt that the U.S. needs right now. Everything is getting set up just right. However, I do want to pose this question. If cryptocurrency didn't exist now, the U.S. wouldn't be able to use it as a crutch to support our debt, would it? We are spending excessively and eventually the entire system will collapse and collapse. However, how flawless is this? To be honest, I think the timing is fairly amazing. Trillions of dollars could actually start flowing on the chain as a result. Consider that if the market capitalization multiplier on the XRP ledger is, say, $100 billion or $500 billion. How might that affect the cost? That has an effect. Because of all of these factors, the stablecoin measure will pass with strong bipartisan support. How long do you think it will take for a stable currency to begin experiencing the dollar support impact you are referring to? I believe it will happen right away. We have more than $200 billion in stablecoins already. Simply not regulated. And I believe that we might generate trillions of dollars in demand for our treasuries almost immediately if we offer the legal framework and clarity necessary for this. Almost overnight. I get it. Okay, let's continue right here. There's a lot to explore. Thus, Schumann's Financials Europe is the first euro stablecoin that is Micah compliant and connected into the XRP ledger. Let's get a better idea of what's going on here. Today, May 22nd, in Paris, Schumann Financial announced that its euro stablecoin, Europe, which complies with Micah, will be natively integrated into the XRP ledger. This is a significant step toward implementing stable, compatible euro-dominated coinage on popular blockchains and in active global use. Schumann Financial, a licensed EMT issuer governed by the ACPR, the French central bank's supervisory body, is the issuer of Europe, a fully euro-backed and redeemable stablecoin. Additionally, keep in mind that the French central bank has been testing the XRP ledger on a private ledger in order to determine whether it may be their CBDC. Therefore, the French government is well aware of the potential for this technology to be both remarkable and transformative. Therefore, this is what I want you to comprehend. I've been covering this for years, but in the past few months, we've received announcements about the Zago stablecoin. This steady coin is ours. It's true that XRP will be used for those transactions or their stablecoin when more and more stablecoins are generated on the XRP ledger. The gas token is still required. Demand will continue to grow as a result. This will give Europe and euro-denominated financial markets an integral infrastructure for the next wave of financial innovation. According to the CEO. Man, this is such cool news. Okay, let's continue. It was Crypto Barbie who released this. I reasoned that we could discuss this, even though I don't exhibit all she posts. William Mary Law Review is what it says. At the end of the day, XRP purchases have effectively bought a slice of the future cash flows that Ripple would make from licensing of its transaction settlement system. We talk about this a lot now, and it means that we will always own a piece of the new financial system. You have never had the chance to enter institutions before and take ownership of the future in your entire life. It is what it is. Don't allow anyone to undersell you. Naturally, we have no idea how this will all work out, but if you have 10, 20, or any number of cryptocurrency projects, there's a high possibility that 20 of them will be chosen to be a part of this financial system. All of this will be further accelerated by assets like XRP, HAR, XLM, Anando, and Algorand. We should continue. Thus, this is intriguing. Even though I don't particularly enjoy CryptoBasic, I'll check out what they have posted here. The Army finds the secret path that connects the $11 trillion U.S. Treasury clearing network to Ripple. This brings us to Hidden Road Partners, a business owned by Civus LLC. March 11th, 2025 is now. Then comes February 14th, the date of the effective trade. Thus, this is already in effect. Danny then released this. This is a rumor. The possible partnership between DTCC and Ripple Labs was supposed to be announced in the fourth quarter of 2024 or the first quarter of 2025. I guess we missed that. My theory is that if it happens, it must be before March 10th, 2025. The ISO deadline is a little iffy here because we know that ISO is pushed back. Personally, guys, don't get married to those dates. This is just an effective date. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to start using crypto on that day right away. Please understand that. Never get married to any dates. It'll let you down over and over again. And your mental health is so important. And I want you to be doing good. Like that's the whole reason I'm up here doing all these chats. I want to educate you. I want you to have a better life. That is what is important to me. And one day I'm going to get out and going to go around the world and I'm going to meet some of you and I'm just going to my heart is going to melt from all the incredible stories of how your life has changed and that is going to be all worth it in the end. Says the DTCC is US-based financial services company that provides centralized clearing, settlement, and information services for a wide range of security products, thereby facilitating the transfer of funds and securities in the global financial markets. In 2015, the former CEO of the DTCC, Donald Dona, was named as a Ripple advisor. In 2016, the DTCC began exploring blockchain technology to focus on tokenization of traditional instruments and building regulatory-compliant blockchain solutions. The DTCC has been testing distributed ledger technology for years. I'm not going to read all of this to you guys. I don't want to put you to sleep, but if I do, please read up on this. It's important. Listen, I am so happy to be working with Apex.Exchange, guys. Listen, they were created in 2017. No KYC requirements. Yes, you can use them in the United States. This project, which focuses on using blockchain to settle trades faster while improving transparency and efficiency, has partnered with over 300 financial institutions across 40 countries. A partnership with the DTCC could be the turning point. They are a superpower DEX. If you can make some really good decisions right now, your entire life might change, right? In a positive way. Money doesn't solve everything, but it sure does solve a lot of problems. Ripple and Aptos are hosting a stablecoin event. The Aptos team, you recall, is from Facebook. I believe they left Facebook to build Aptos, or some part of it I can't recall. I try not to keep up with meta stuff, so I don't really care. However, this is the event and you'll see Jack McDonald and a few other people attending, as well as Swift, who is the chairman of the Swift board. And then Zebik. Let's see how this works. Zik has been the subject of a lot of discussion. We've been discussing it live on stream and I bought some. What you're talking about, enabling financial freedom, allowing people of all ages to access finance earlier than they would have previously thought about, such as cross-border payments and all those kinds of things. Feels very similar to what's happening with Ripple and Xrp, but of course, a lot is being built there in terms of a community and the infrastructure, but it feels like it's all very much like, hey, we're building this now for tomorrow. Whereas what's happening here with Zeb is, like, this is happening right now, like people are genuinely being able to use your tools, use your products, and access their finances like in a very different way today. This speaks to our company's execution-first philosophy, which states that we don't make big promises to the market until we can demonstrate that they work. We wanted to ensure that we could integrate these clients and deliver before revealing our M&A strategy to the market, which is why it has been kept a secret for the last 2 years. We are crypto crafters, and I hope they do very well in this bull market. Listen, they're ready, they're prepared, the technology is ready. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for being here.